In this video, we'll be discussing 7.6 of Signing Naturally. This chapter specifically focuses on translating sentences with drive to, take from, and pick up. So with that being said, let's go to our first example. So the first one says, I drove to work. So you should know both of these signs, drive and work, if not from the last video, probably from your ASL 1 class. So first off, we have the sign drive. Okay, you already know the sign me, and you know the sign work. So let's put those all together. Me, drive to work. Me, drive to work. Okay, what about she drove to work? She drove to work. Okay, so where is work in that situation? Right there. That's where we just put work. So when we sign the sign, drive to, we'll start here. This is our starting location is closest to our body, and where we are ending, we're saying that's the location of the next place that we're going to. So drive to means I'm starting where I'm at, where I am maybe home in the morning, my daily commute, and then I'm driving to work, which is over here. So me, drive, work. She, drive, work. Okay, now another thing to note is that in ASL, we don't take direct objects. This means that when we have a sentence like this, I drove her to work. This means that you cannot use drive to because that uses a direct object and we can't do that in ASL. So instead of saying me drive to woman work, it doesn't work that way. Other people have tried woman there, me drive to work. It doesn't actually work out grammatically. So the way that it actually needs to be is that you have to use another word like take from or pick up, something like that, drop off, that kind of thing. So what you can do in this sentence, whenever you have I drove her to work, you could say me, take from right, woman, drive to the left, work. Okay, so if we start that way, I picked her up or took her, the woman, and drove to the work. Okay, another way that you could do it is you could go woman there, me, drive to work. Okay, so that will help you whenever there is a direct object in these sentences. Okay, so we had I drove her to work. Let's try this one. I took her to school. So in English, this one's also a little complicated. In English, the word took means both getting the person and transporting the person. But in ASL, they must be divided into two separate actions. Okay, so you cannot just take. So what we do is that we use take from and we use drive to or take from, drop off, take from, and go to. So all of those combinations will work, but we cannot just do me, take from, woman, school. That would be incorrect grammar. Okay, so for I took her to school, I could do woman there to my right, me, take from right, drive to the left, school. Okay, so that showed both the picking up and the driving portions. I could also sign woman there on the right, me, take from right, drop off at school on the left. Okay, or I could also do woman there on the right, me, take from right, go to school. So all of those will also work. Another one we have, I picked him up at the airport and took him home to where he lives. Okay, so the correct way to sign this one would be me, go to airport. So this is airplane or airport twice, okay? So me, go, airport, pick up, man, carry, home. Okay, or bring to is what we usually say in English. Okay, there's also I picked him up at school and brought him home to where we live. Okay, so let's assume that that is going to be the location closest to me. That's where we're going to go. Okay, so what you can do for this one is you can say me, go, school, pick up, man, carry to, home. Okay, so I can either put home the location closest to me, or I could put that I picked him up and then I brought him there, home. Okay, so let's do another one. I picked him up from church and drove him to work. Okay, so me, go to church, pick up man, carry to work. Okay, so there's lots of different examples that you can play with this one, but do remember the information about the direct object as well as the take from information that we needed to have, how you do have to have when you have the direct object, and also whenever you are using the word took, different than we do in English. You got it. Keep up the good work.